Each Hong Kong historic building has its own history, and adding together, they represent the history of Hong Kong.
Ms. Lee's main role in the Development Bureau is to persuade and encourage private owners of historical buildings to preserve them, not to redevelop them.
After every successful case, I feel very satisfying because you feel that you are really doing something for Hong Kong, trying to preserve some very valuable historic buildings for Hong Kong people.
Ms. Lee applied for an administrative officer post after graduating from the University of Hong Kong with a degree in government and laws in 2005. She has worked for the Security and Food and Health Bureaus, the Judiciary, and now the Development Bureau.
AO job is very challenging, but it's full fun because you rotate the posting every few years and you got new experience in each posting and you learn something new.
She also had the chance to go to London and the University of California at Berkeley for further training.
It's a very perfect time because after working in policy making for several years, it gives us a break to learn the public policy again and then to review how we do policy in Hong Kong and see how we can improve our work.
Senior Administrative Officer Clement Chan not only took part in overseas training, he also had a valuable opportunity to work in the private sector for a year through a secondment program between Cathay Pacific Airways and the government. With the airline, he took on various roles, including preparing a product launch marketing event, overseas recruitment, and staff training.
Certainly, it gave me a better understanding of the aviation industry because the service process of an airline, as simple a passenger can expect, is actually a series of very complicated operations. And I now understand why air tickets are expensive.
After a decade working in the government, Mr. Chan can reflect on his experiences in different departments. He particularly enjoyed his work in the Yuen Long District Office.
Working in a district office is dealing with livelihood issues, and it's very different from bureau postings because in a bureau you are looking at high-level policies, legislation, but in a district office it really comes down to policy implementation and how government policies and measures are actually affecting the people.
In June 2008, he went to Tai O to help residents there affected by a rainstorm.
When we first came to Tai O, land transport was not available because of the flooding and the landslides. And so we had to go there by boat and even one time by helicopter. Somehow it's sad to see, the residents being affected. On the other hand, it's good to know that, with the emergency relief efforts, their life got back to normal soon.
The government is now recruiting administrative officers. Mr. Chan and Ms. Lee offer some tips for interested applicants.
If you are going to apply for a government job, certainly you have to learn more about the government and public affairs. Being an AO requires language proficiency. This is very, very important. You have to have analytical skills, certainly. And for candidates, I think, generally speaking, I would say you have to be well prepared, but just be yourself. You don't have to rehearse model answers.
Candidates should pay more attention to current affairs, not just by reading the newspapers, but also try to think through the process, try to step into the shoes of the officials. If you face similar problems, what you would do, what policy you would make. This thinking process, I'm sure, would help candidates to tackle the written exam as well as the interviews. You'll be challenged, but don't be afraid. If you believe in what you say, just defend it politely and stay calm. Don't get inferior when you're being challenged. You need to believe in yourself.